We are back today with another episode of Pack Attack, and we've got a big way to start it out today. Because this is the series where I build my Diamond Dynasty team only from what I'm able to pull from packs. And to get started with today's episode, I'm going to be buying an Ultra Pipeline Pass pack. A lot of P's. But let's talk first about how we got there, because last episode you guys left 36 likes, with each like this weekend counting 150 stubs towards our stub bank. So that gave us 5,400 stubs to add to the bank. But on top of that, with a couple of the things we pulled from last episode, I was able to sell for a decent amount of stubs, and that's adding another 13,883. So our stub bank to start today's episode is going all the way up to 75,971. But we also did have one addition to our team, and it's a pretty big one. 91 overall Giancarlo Stanton from the Weekend Classic Rewind pack we earned after our last win. And obviously it's a Stanton card, he's gonna have big power, but he also can field his position out and right. Not just good enough, but it should be pretty solid. I mean, 82 fielding, 67 speed, 78 reaction. So adding that allows us to move Harold Baines to the DH spot, which is where he should be all along probably. I also decided not to add the Tanner Houck we pulled last episode to the pitching rotation, just because he'd probably be our new number 5 anyway, and we're about to open an Ultra pack and we get 5 chances to pull one of the Pipeline Pass cards. Chances are we get at least one starting pitcher, so I figured it'd be more worth it to get the stubs out of Tanner Houck. But that should be everything that I wanted to cover, because I mean, even talking about the team changes we made, that could all change. It probably will all change right here after we buy this pack, because I'm locking it in 50k from the bank. This is the second time I think we've bought an Ultra pack using stub bank stubs, and last time we got some players that we still have on the team right now doing really good things. So here we go. This is all the list of cards we could get. At worst, it's some 88s. We're guaranteed to get at least 190, and we have a coin flip chance of getting one of those 92s. But there's 5 players in this pack, and with where our team's at and the overalls that we could be getting out of this, that could very well mean 5 new players to add to the team. So let's see what we're getting. Obviously they're all going to be diamond here. If it pops up purple, we pulled one of the 88s, but blue, that means we got a little lucky. So let's go one at a time here, and the first one's blue. This is one of our 90s. It's a shortstop, and right away we're getting a 92. It's that Xander Bogaerts. I mean, this will be good. It's just kind of funny because I feel like this was the card that some people were complaining about, because they showed off his ratings like before the content came out. And yeah, I mean, the power is really good for a shortstop. The contact is fine, especially for where we're at right now. 70 clutch is a little low. This definitely isn't one of the best 92 overalls out there, but I'm sure we have a spot for him. Let's continue on. Second one, it's a purple. Starting pitcher though, and it's not a starting pitcher we already have. So there we go. Vindicated for not keeping Tanner Houck. And man, I probably shouldn't look at each card as we pull them, because we still got 3 more, but I feel like this card looks pretty solid. All right, let's move on. Card number 3, another purple, another 88. It's a catcher. It's Austin Hedges. It's probably not somebody that I'm going to add to the team. Not just because Cal Raleigh's been really good for us, but even after he's not supercharged anymore, yeah, I don't personally value fielding a ton, and that's really all this Austin Hedges brings to the table. All right, I should clarify, I don't value fielding a ton on a catcher, just because I don't really even know what it does. Arm and blocking, that's really all I care about defensively for a catcher. Let's get the 4th one. It's another blue center fielder. What does this mean? Jared Kelenic, we got another one of the 92s. That's actually, we're getting lucky, because we weren't even guaranteed a 92. We were just guaranteed a 90 plus, and now we're sitting here with 2 92s and still one more to open up. Jared Kelenic though, I mean, not really a ton to say about him. He's just a really balanced card. I'm just gonna have some decisions to make. I knew this would happen. I'm probably gonna be sitting on that lineup screen for a good chunk of time before I actually get into today's game. Final one, it's another blue. It's another center fielder. Starling Marte. Okay, I was looking at this one in particular beforehand. I don't know why, but I was like, man, he doesn't look that good to me, especially compared to the Denzel Clark that I have been using in center field lately, or just last episode, I guess. But yeah, not a big fan of this card, really. I also wish we got more than just one starting pitcher. I mean, I really would have liked it if one of our 92s could have been that Nate Pearson. But yeah, I've got some choices to make. And you know what? Another thing I forgot about, but since none of the cards we pulled are duplicates, that means we have 7 of these pipeline pass cards, and we can't sell them for the bank anyway since we opened them from the bank. So I may as well lock this in and get Joe Adell, even though I don't really think he looks that great. But still, we may as well lock it in. He could probably be a solid righty bench bat. He'll actually probably replace Teoscar Hernandez. All right, and here's what I'm going with. And I was right. I did sit here staring at this screen for a solid chunk of time deciding what to do. But first of all, we have Xander Bogaerts playing third in his secondary. He replaces Anthony Rendon, and we move Isaac Paredes back to his secondary of second base. I was thinking I was finally just going to take Paredes out. Thought maybe it was time to retire our last gold, but like, man, I'm looking at these numbers he's put up: 436 average, 500 on base. I'm sitting here staring at Rendon, thinking about all the complaining I've done about him in his only 2 games. And I'm like, man, why would I keep Rendon around then? We're also going to get the 92 Kelnick in the lineup. He's playing left. And that decision, I don't know how I feel about it, because he replaces Jason Bay, who would have been coming off of a really great game. He just had 4 hits for me in the last game, which also brings his numbers up to kind of crazy level with a 412 batting average, 912 slug. But to me, the deciding factor was scrolling down, seeing that I'm only batting 214 with them against righties. But I also really wanted to keep the 99 speed and 90 plus reaction fielding guy in center field, whether that's Denzel Clark, which I am sticking with for today at least, or if I bring PCA back off the bench for center field. I just really value that defense in center, and Kelnick, he would be fine. Like, he's fast, he's still got good fielding numbers, but it's definitely not at that same level. And I don't know if he's quite a good enough hitter to justify not having absolutely elite center field defense. But the collection Joe Adell I am keeping around on the bench. I can't remember if I said this, but we decided that PCA was in play as a collection reward since I pulled all the cards that got him. And we did the same with Joe Adell. I pulled 7 pipeline cards from what we earned from Pack Attack. So he's going to be on the bench. He's going to be our new versus lefty bench bat. We don't really use the bench a ton anyway, but he's slightly better against lefties than Teoscar. And then on top of that, he's got the fielding and speed if we need that. And then obviously not a ton of explaining to do here, but Kyle Wright gets put in the rotation for Jeffrey Springs. So I promised at the start of Pack Attack weekend that by Tuesday, this team was going to look completely different. And heading into this game, we have 3 completely new players, 2 players playing in just their second game, and then Baines playing in just his third game. This team is already transforming. So all of that finally has us set to play our third game of this weekend classic. We're playing for 2,000 stubs in a chase pack. And man, I'm excited to see what these new guys have for me. All right, and here we go. Kyle Wright on the mound for me. We're going up against a parallel 588 Walker Buehler. But we're back at home again. We don't know what his record is. I keep forgetting it doesn't show that in Weekend Classic. Decent looking hitter. Not a great looking pitcher based on those numbers. Then again, though, my ERA being at a 183. I didn't realize that, but that's kind of ridiculous to compare things to. 0.45 whip also. Kyle Wright's got a lot to live up to after seeing those stats. All right, I do remember he had... Oh, we're bunt dancing right away. That's going to be fun. But he does have a couple parallel 5 guys at the top of the order, and that's always something to be at least a little scared about, just because you know that means that the dude's familiar with the swings. And he's gonna get a base hit. I was pretty confident in throwing that pitch for some reason. Okay, there we go. We got Soto popping up. 0-2 count, though. You want the punch out. First look at Stanton in right, though. He's looking good. Look at Clark. Did you see that? Denzel Clark was all the way over in right field backing him up just in case. He didn't bunt dance for the first pitch of the game, and he gets a perfect swing. I kind of don't know what to throw to this guy. He hasn't really had, like, consistent issues with anything. I can't get the swing and the miss. Is he contact swinging once we get to 2 strikes? Okay, finally. A little too far away. I mean, a bad throw. We could have been out of the inning right there. Stan, we got to get there. I don't like the yellow jump, dude. Harold Baines, for no reason, was getting nothing but blue reactions. And now the first one Stanton's got to move for, it's yellow. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We didn't give up anything. He has an 8.31 ERA with the guy that he has parallel 5. That is commitment. I did decide to bat Bogart's leadoff just because that means he's guaranteed at least one at bat a game where that 70 clutch rating isn't going to be active. Oh, and we're getting a hit in his first plate appearance. All right. Welcome to Pack Attack, I guess. And then I'm going to ground into 2 right away. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, and then Cal Raleigh. I moved the PCI in. He just left it right down the middle. He's like, all right, here you go. Hit it. I didn't. And then Baines is going to be the one that grounds into the double play. On probably my best swing of the inning, too. That's always fun. Wow, he combined a little R2 with the bunt dance this time. This is only going to get more fun. Stop hitting it to Stanton. Ooh, all right. 99 up and in at the chin. And back-to-back sinkers. And all right, that was a very nice inning from Kyle Wright. Much better than the first. Dude, he was working everything up and away, and I still took the bait. I guess this is just one of those innings where it's going to take me a few innings before, or what did I say? This is one of those games where it's going to take me a few innings to get things going. Yeah, see, because that's a really bad pitch to miss. That's really bad to not get around on and drive. And I think it's just the timing. For the most part. I mean, the first inning timing wasn't bad, but everything this inning, slightly late on it. We got to speed up the bats a bit. I guess last game it took me until like the 4th inning before I put up my first run against John Donaldson. So just because I've had 2 bad innings to start today doesn't mean anything. Maybe I stopped throwing the circle change. I mean, yeah, maybe I just stick with the hard stuff until he proves that he can actually catch up to it. Well, he proved that he can actually catch up to it. Can we get 2 on this? Jordan's slow. No, that was way too slow of a turn. Not even with Ellie's arm. All right, another grounder. Out of it with only the 1 allowed, but it seems to be one of those situations where it's going to be an every other inning type deal. Every once in a while, you come across somebody who inexplicably can only hit in like every other inning. And I'm still just late. Okay, well, Denzel Clark is, what are we doing here? What did he just do? I'm taking 3 on this. Take advantage of 99 speed. Maybe it was the ambush in that gave me a good result in the late swing, and now I'm way too early that time. We're scoring. Okay, he didn't even go home. For a second, I thought he was going to try and go home. We tied it up. Okay, now I'm making sure I get around on the hard stuff, and that has me very early on 99. Kelnick. He's not really running for it. Is that going to go? It is. It didn't even feel like I hit it that hard. That is a really nice sign for Kelnick then. Or is it? Actually, let's see what the swing was. Yeah, it was a pretty good swing. Okay, maybe I'd prefer he hits it a little harder than that. Why am I complaining about a home run? We just took the lead by going deep. There's nothing else to say besides that. And then Cal Raleigh. I feel like I'm blowing it with him these last couple games. Oh, where did this come from? He took that back-to-back pitches now? And then you missed that spot right. Thank you. There's no need to let that get to a 3-1 or 3-2 count. Yeah, Paredes. That's where his defense comes in, I guess. Didn't I say I was done throwing circle changes low? Ooh, that worked, though. I think that's 5 strikeouts now here in the 4th. And another one. Don't tell me that's going to get caught. Dude, look at that swing. I ambushed in. I'm around on it. Oh, and that, okay. That's what makes him make the decision to take Walker Buehler out. Dude, he just missed on 4 straight sliders in. I know what you're going to throw when you bring in Andrew Miller. Man, he really actually hasn't deviated from that, and they make me go around on it. One of these times I'm expecting the sinker in, but no, I'm just not going to get it, and then I'm not going to swing when it stays in the zone. That's smart. Oh, no! He finally hung one. Actually, that could drop. That could drop. Stan could get to third. Oh, yeah, that is a beautiful piece of hitting right there. And he hung it again. Ellie's gonna come through. There we go. Take advantage of what the game gives me. That's 2 fluky runs now. Oh my God. And Denzel Clark might be the greatest hitter of all time. I'm sorry. I know you got... Actually, I'm gonna go all the way home here. He's gonna drive in too. We could call that 4 fluky runs with that swing. I know you guys love some PCA, but if Denzel Clark is gonna keep hitting when I don't make good swings with him, I don't know how I take him out. And then I missed that. Finally, he goes sinker. He leaves it over the middle, and I'm not ready for it. But hey, a 3 spot with 2 fluky bloopers? This is my game. There we go, dude. You love that. You love when you jam him, keep it on the ground. Ellie makes that play. That's why I wanted to make sure I kept him around. Did he just quit off of that? If that's a quit and not something else going on, I stand by what I always say. It is so interesting to see when people make the decision to quit. Just like pop up though saying the game's over. There we go. All right, lost connection with opponent. That usually means that they've dashboarded or they lose connection, and you're good. You get the win. And we do get the win, plus 51 rating. We could make it up to a 700. We still got 3 games left of this weekend classic. I mean, if we win all 3, we're for sure blowing past 700. But yeah, since that game made it into the 5th inning, that's a full game for today's episode. We also spent a lot of extra time at the beginning, so this is definitely a full enough episode. We get Kyle Wright up to parallel 1. Denzel Clark gets up to 1. We get that Chase Pack 5 reward that we get to add to our post-game packs. We also get an extra reward for making it up over 600. We get the Division Series, another 2,000 stubs. So let me just make sure here. Chase Pack, 2,000 stubs, Division Series pack, another 2,000 stubs, and actually no progress in the multiplayer program from that one. Interesting. All right, but let's go ahead and add it up, see what we get from yet another win. And starting with the hitting, we're gonna make 5,500 stubs. The pitching is also gonna make 5,500 stubs, but it's the bonus category today, flying in with 7,645. We also have 9 parallel 1s now, 3 2s, and 4 3s for a multiplier of times 1.155. And that is all gonna give us a final stub tally of 21,535 stubs. Let's also not forget that our hitting and pitching stubs gives us XP towards our next wheel spin, and that brings us up to 83,600 out of 100k towards our next spin. But then this is what I went with pack wise today. With the amount of stubs we made, kind of just made sense to get 2 more of these Pipeline Deluxe packs. We also have our Division Series reward that gives us another deluxe pack. Oh, it says choice. I thought it was going to be a random one. But for some reason, these new packs in a pack, I guess, they don't have the new Pipeline in it. So I still feel like I want to go for the Egg Hunt pack just because I know that has pitching. Especially today, we've gotten so many upgrades to the hitting side, but like the bullpen has not seen any upgrades. We need that Gregory Soto. But let's get started with our 1 show pack that we got with our remaining stubs after buying those 2 Pipeline Deluxes. And yep, that's about what a show pack is going to get. I feel like we save the Chase pack though for last, because that has the shot at Randy Johnson. So let's go Egg Hunt first. See if we get lucky. See if we get one of those pitchers that I want. It's a purple. I think they're all purple still, but no, first baseman's not what we're looking for. Even though Rod Carew is a bit of a pack attack legend. Wish I pulled him a little sooner. All right, let's get our 2 more Pipeline Pass packs. We still have plenty of pitching in this, although it's all starting pitching. Just like, give me some luck here. Give me that 92 Nate Pearson. That's not going to be what this is. It's going to give me Austin Hedges again. At least I can sell him this time. All right, 1 more shot to give me something actually useful. And it's going to be another purple. It's going to be a shortstop. It's going to be Tim Anderson. As much as I'd like like to say he would be useful. I don't know if he will be. So that just leaves us with the chase pack that we earned from our win today. Do we have a chance to get Randy Johnson? I'm sitting here talking about wanting pitching. That would be some very nice pitching to add to the team. So here we go. Let's just sit back and see. Nope, it's a purple. It's a right fielder. It's Juan Soto. This is actually gonna cause a very interesting decision to be made, because he sells for a lot of stubs still. 63,000 if I sold him right now. And yeah, actually, I guess his hitting is not quite where I thought it would be with our outfield and DH situation where it is right now, and the fact that Soto isn't really all that good against righties as a lefty. I think he gets sold, and we've just added another 60,000 stubs towards the bank. Maybe we open another ultra pack tomorrow. I don't know. Well, either way, I'm gonna save that decision for myself a little bit later. For now though, you guys don't forget to hit that like button. Even though it seems like we're gonna be adding plenty of stubs to the bank today, you can always add more. But thanks for watching now the 4th day in a row of getting Pack Attack up, or at least I hope. I'm assuming I'm gonna edit it on time. This is like the earliest I've finished an episode so far this weekend. But yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out again, and I will see you next time tomorrow.